So, my good people, salute. Will the real R-Truth please stand up? So, I don't want to talk about the entire Raw show that we got Monday, but I do want to talk about a couple of things. Now, one, this video is not going to be long. One, let me say this because I'll save R-Truth for actually last because I want to talk about him the most. One, I want to say, like I spoke in my last video, I told you guys it made no sense to me that this bird lady wins the title only to lose it to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch's story talking about how this woman interfered in her life and she couldn't enjoy life because of this woman. I mean, the crazy part about this whole stupid story, yes, a stupid story, is because nothing that Becky Lynch is talking about is anything that we have knowledge of. Nothing that, you know how, for example, there's wrestlers in AEW right now that they've had beautiful storylines, and it may be a thing where they had a history of wrestling matches in the independent circuits, Ring of Honor, different companies they were in, and you see them playing different footage of these guys at some point and how they went their separate ways, or, you know, what happened in a particular match that elevated them from that one small company to a bigger company and things of that nature, and they play into it. So we get the visuals of actual footage. Nothing that Becky Lynch is talking about have we actually seen. The bird lady, same thing. Nothing that we've seen, just them telling you stuff. It's like they're just in the ring making up stuff. Okay. So she loses the belt. Becky comes back, you know, and so she has this women's Intercontinental Championship or whatever. And pretty much the crowd is like non-responsive. This is definitely a coming to America, you know, sexual chocolate moment. Okay? Nobody's responding to Becky. They're barely responding to her. It's like they don't even care about what she's talking about. This is big time Bex, right? Okay, they're barely responding to anything she's saying. The bird lady comes walking out, and, you know, she's talking about how she almost broke my shoulder and I told her to raise my hand and I this and that. Just, okay, whatever. Well, this was just a segment that honestly I watched. And I just didn't understand. I've been feeling like this for a while. I'm not shocked anymore. I was never shocked. But it's just like, I just really don't understand how this is a part of someone's creative process. So anyway, Bayley comes, I guess, through the crowd from the back, and she gets a lukewarm reaction, like literally a lukewarm reaction. I mean, she jumps on, you know, Becky, starts pouncing on her a little bit, and, you know, she's about to, you know, basically Becky escapes. Now, we were talking about two mid-card wrestlers that, you know, three mid-card wrestlers, however, because you got to add the bird lady. She was out there. That's like on the come up, haven't really connected with the fans yet. Okay, you can expect that. Okay, they're still trying to get their shine. We get that. That happens. But these are two of the biggest names on the roster. Now, remember when Jonathan Coachman was disrespecting Bayley saying how she's boring, she's finished, nobody cares about Bayley, she's boring, all that, right? Well, Bayley in the ring is solid. Promo wise, she sucks. She doesn't see her the things that they give her to say, whatever. Her promos are just. She's never talking about anything. The promos are just like weak. Okay, but Bayley comes back, like I said, to a lukewarm response. people are like barely reacting at all to anything that Becky Lynch is saying. And this was just a segment that just showed you. WWE think just because they have certain names in their company, like this is enough to just, I don't know, wow the crowd because you get to see Bayley in that big juicy booty and them tight white pants running to the ring or whatever. I don't know what it is with them. But they really honestly think like they can just keep force feeding you this nonsense. Okay? Well, even when the ratings slip, if you are in a position where you're not being pressured at all, or it's like, okay, the ratings slip, but I don't think it's a big deal. You guys are still above what we want you to be above. I don't know. But it was a weak segment. Jey Uso loses his belt. Now, part of Jey Uso winning against Gunther wasn't just about Jey Uso finally getting a title reign, but also to get the belt off of Gunther because Gunther was a boring champion and nobody even cared that he had the belt. Gunther used to be a beast. I never liked Gunther, even when he was a beast. And I'm saying that based on looking at him now and what he used to be, he was a lot better at one point. I don't know. I just never got into Gunther. He just looks weird. He wrestles. He's just a weird character to me, man. All right, anyway. So all of this and he comes out and he loses the belt back to Gunther. He's had nothing but a mediocre title run. And the most you remember about Jey Uso is him taking his sweet little time to walk from the top of the rafters all the way down to the ring, holding babies, yeeting, doing his little stupid dance, and then taking forever to finally get in the ring. Then they want to run it back and do it again. Pat McAfee and the other guys sitting there looking like a bunch of idiots, rhythmless as fuck, just jumping around. Honestly, man, it was just like, okay, you had your 15 minutes of fame. Now, why did he have to lose the belt back to Gunther, though? It just baffles me, man, that this is the shit that they're coming up with. Like you think that this is good shit. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's some channels out there that think that Raw was good last Monday. Well, more power to you. But here's the thing about, you know what it reminded me of? You know at Money in the Bank, I think it was Money in the Bank pay-per-view I was watching? And this guy, Pat McAfee, you know, they're advertising for the little WWE dolls, the action figures in ring. And this idiot, this grown-ass man is sitting here playing with action figures at the desk. Literally just sitting there playing with toys like a big kid. And I just looked at this guy like, wow. Wow, okay. This is what grown-ups are doing now, playing with action figures. Okay. So I'm not surprised about any of this stuff. But Jey Uso, he gives his little speech after. Okay. I told you the guy's a joke. He's nothing but a gimmick. That's all he is. It's a gimmick. I'll talk about John Cena being in the ring to get interrupted by CM Punk. Man, this guy's aging terribly, man. His face is so damn wrinkled up now, and I'm looking at CM Punk like, wow, man. And he comes out there, both of their bodies are physically broken up and beat up. Okay, this match happens. John Cena should definitely win this match. I don't care if he cheats or if he beats him straight up, whatever. He should definitely win this match. If he loses this title to CM Punk, it's like, really? Okay. But this is how they see fit to use John Cena. John Cena himself has said his body is beat up and he can't continue to go on for a long period of time, which is why he's retiring. Okay, well, you know, I've always heard people talk, you know, so much about how John Cena cuts great promos and CM Punk cuts great promos and they're the best on the mic, all this bullshit. Like they're in a fucking rap battle or something. We're just getting the same exact shit every week. John Cena yelling at the fans, telling them that they're ungrateful, they're unappreciative, blah, blah, blah. The same exact shit every single week. CM Punk, every time he opens his mouth, like I said, he just has a problem with everybody. Everything is just, he always has this little chip on his shoulder, like someone did something to him. There's something going on in his life that somebody caused some type of pain or or some type of setbacks in his life. It's like he just always has the same complaints. You guys act like you don't see it, or maybe you're just naive as hell. But he just says the same things all the time. And then he said something incredibly stupid and false. He told John Cena, now, he told him he's going to beat him and then make him apologize to all the fans for trying to ruin wrestling and all this other shit. But he told John Cena that the fans never chose John Cena. And I'm just sitting here like, punk, what the fuck is your punk ass talking about? They never chose John Cena. Then first thing pops in my head is Triple H telling you guys, hey man, storylines don't have to make sense. You guys need to stop being fucking critics and be fans and just accept what we give you. Huh? Hey, you guys need to fuck off. Yeah. This first, it's like, yeah. Why in the hell would CM Punk even think to say that? He's so good on the mic, right? They never chose John Cena. Do you know John Cena was like the next biggest star in the company after The Rock and Stone Cold? Do you know, like, so, like, what the hell is he talking about? John Cena used to get the loudest cheers out of everybody. He was that guy at one point. You know, and right now, only him being a heel, he still get loud cheers. Then he starts insulting the crowd to get them to boo him. And I'm just sitting here watching this shit. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some WWE dickheads out there going, this is good stuff. Like I said, more power to you, but oh boy. Wow. They said a whole lot of nothing. Now, there's not really much I want to talk about. Nothing else really about Raw. I saw the women's match and all of that. And, you know, well, I will say that Roxanne Perez finally getting the win, because she's been losing match after match every single week. Okay. Don't know what it does. We'll see what the future holds with that. But all right. Nothing about that match that I really cared about. Once again, Rhea didn't get, because I made the video about people complaining about Rhea getting so many title shots and being in the spotlight all the time. So, again, she falls short. Somehow Rhea, the veteran, is always getting distracted by the most silly shit. It's like so anyway, Roxanne steals the win. She goes on. Now, Ron Killings. Let me get to Ron Killings. Is it ironic to you guys that I made a video saying R-Truth should get back to being Ron Killings? You know, the former NWA/TNA champion. He was getting a push and she's getting cheers rather as a face in WWE. When he, come out with his little rap and dance and all whatever. And when he went heel, yeah, of course, he became a heel, so he got booed. But their way of bringing him back was to bring him back in a comedic way. And I don't really care for all of the goofy stuff. I mean, if something you do is funny or whatever, certain things I have a sense of humor to. But then they started the little Jimmy nonsense, him talking to an invisible little boy and all this stupid stuff that they were doing. Now, Ron Killings is when he had respect on his name. Is it ironic that he goes and says out of his own mouth everything that I said about him? Huh? People think he's a joke. They think he's just a gimmick. He's a clown. That's exactly what he was being used as. He's too nice to people, right? He's too funny, stuff like that. Yeah. And basically, he's really no longer R-Truth. He's back to being Ron Killings. So he stands there and he shaves his head. And okay. What does that mean? We got to think this way. He's 53 years old. How are you going to book him? I mean, is he going to win anything meaningful? What is he going to be the one to beat John Cena all of a sudden? Is he going to win an actual championship that means anything? Is the fans going to see him the same way? Because let's be real. Even the cheers they were giving him last night were like lukewarm as well. A little bit lukewarm, and basically there was nothing really crazy about, the way they were cheering for the things he was saying. So he is talking about basically going back to being Ron the Truth Killings, right? Well, how are they going to book a 53-year-old man? Now, you can be 53 and still be physically fit, still strong, still in shape, and do all those things. But my point is, look at how they used him throughout this time. He's been doing nothing but little comedic stuff and really haven't been doing anything that we care to remember, right? So how are they going to book him? So is he just going to be a more serious guy, but don't win any meaningful matches? Is he going to be a more serious guy that barely gets booked? What type of contract are they going to give him? What expectation do they have of him physically, performance-wise? See, we don't know this, but I don't have any belief in these guys. I really don't see how you're going to take someone his age in this sport, and after they've used him the way they've done, and do anything of any real justice. But let's say that they do. Then what? How long is it going to last? So, who's he going to compete with? I mean, is he going to go in there and beat a bunch of mid-level guys? Is he going to be in the ring physically at all to wrestle, like at all, like really in real matches? I mean, what is he going to do? And all it would take is for him to get injured and be put on the shelf. Then they're going to hold up things just to bring him back to, give him some shine. Is he going to pin someone like CM Punk? Is he going to pin a John Cena? Is he going to pin a Gunther? Is he going to win a belt? Is he going to what are they going to do with him? In all honesty, the way these fans are so fickle, I don't think that these fans. I believe certain places and he'll go and perform. There might be crowds that really are behind him. Okay, everybody's happy to see him back, but I can see people also going, yeah, I'm happy he's back and got his job back, but he's not funny anymore. This isn't the Ron, the R-Truth we remember, because that's what everybody got used to. So as far as how they react to him, that's the thing you got to keep open in your mind. And also, how are they going to use a 53-year-old Ron Killings? So I've heard far louder responses to people, saying things on that microphone to the fans than what they gave him on Monday night. And I don't think that him doing anything outside of the silly, goofy gimmick stuff, that they really care about anything else with him. The same way the WWE didn't take him serious. Neither did the fans. That's why they applauded all of the silly, goofy stuff. That's why they applauded all of the buck dancing and the foolish coonery and shit. That's why they did all of that. You sit and go back and look at all that little Jimmy bullshit and him trying to enter the Women's Royal Rumble, and him thinking he was going to fight Paul Heyman in the Royal Rumble, him trying to get in the Judgment Day, getting punked around by Damian Priest. I mean, you're elder to these people, man, and they're talking to you like you're a little kid, like you're beneath them. And like, look at all of the crap that he accepted from them and did his job to do whatever they asked him to do. And for him to now denounce all of that, to say, like, I'm not doing any of that anymore, right? This is how people saw me, not anymore. So now, so for him to even say that, he knows. See, but everything that I said about him, he repeated about himself. So all of the people that try to defend him and defend his position, you guys look stupid, don't you? Because who you're arguing with is not me, but him. I really don't care what you have to say, because I'm a grown-ass man, and I know what I see, and I know it's things I would never do. I don't care how much money's on the table. There's certain things, it's just, no. And for him to now go against everything that he was doing and stood for, okay? To be a more serious, an actual wrestler, a guy that, hey, now, you get to see the real Ron Killings. Now, 53 years old, we'll see what else he got left in the tank. you know. But this dude, at this point in his career, creative. Let's look at what WWE's been doing creative wise. What do you really think they're going to do creatively with Ron Killings? That's going to have like some real maximum impact, you know. We'll just have to wait and see. And that's all I'm going to say on that. But it's about goddamn time. And the thing is, it took him to get fired and for the fans to and the wrestlers and everybody else to bark down at these content creators, all of us, to bark at the WWE with all intentions to bite. For them to bring him back. Just to have this big nose son of a bitch sit there and lie to everybody. Triple H. It was a work. It wasn't no fucking work. And Ron Killings already debunked that bullshit. It wasn't no damn work. And he's back. And I don't expect anything exciting, anything spectacular from a 53-year-old guy who basically spent the majority of his career here being a clown, a buffoon, a court gesture, a goofball, a bozo. Okay? I don't expect anything. Now, whatever they do, if I find it, cool or good, I'll say it. I'm not going to pretend if I like something they do, I'll say it. That was cool. I like what they did. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, you look at it this way, right? Like I said, and that's why I made the comparison about Dustin Rhodes. If Dustin Rhodes was in the WWE right now, he'd still be that stupid shit. No. I'm so glad that AEW don't carry a gimmick from the WWE over to their company and that type of scenario. I didn't want to see Chris Jericho over here that you just made the list bullshit and all. There's ways to be creative. There's ways you have to reinvent yourself in this business. So I feel like, hey man, it's good that he's standing up and understanding all that shit. And it's not for Ron Killings. Don't get it twisted. It's not like, oh, they just heard the things we said, read the things we said, and then, oh, now he's aware. No, he was aware this whole time. He knew the role he was playing, and he knew he wasn't taken seriously. He knew he was pushed aside in terms of wrestling, but wrestling as a whole in WWE has been pushed aside. And all they care about is stupid shit like Iguana Man and all these goofy characters that they think is going to catch over with the kids, and people are going to be buying, those little foam finger things and hats and all this kind of like goofy stuff and selling merchandise. That's all they're about, is trying to market. Who can we find that we can market and make some money off them other than just being a good wrestler? And they don't even care if you're a good wrestler anymore. LA Knight is proof of that. I mean, I'm just saying, look at how they put matches together. And I tell you, anybody, go back and watch Ron the Truth Killings and TNA and compare everything about him then to now. And you'll go, damn, the whole time he's been in the WWE, even before he became the bozo, he was never treated like one of the top stars, man. And I don't give a fuck about how funny people think I don't care about that silly shit. I don't tune in to go, hey, man, if I want to watch, I'll go watch Def Comedy Jam. I'll go watch some more, you know what I'm saying? I'll go watch a comedy. Like I said, I'm cool with somebody having a sense of humor, man, but I'm not tuning in for the purpose of, oh, this guy makes me laugh. That's not what I'm tuning in for. So, Ron Killings. It's about goddamn time. Triple H and the rest of the WWE who supported that bullshit should be ashamed of themselves, but they don't have any shame. Triple H has no shame. He knows he can tell the WWE audience whatever he wants, and more than half of those fucking people, far more than half, will accept his bullshit. And even when people complain about it, they continue to watch. And they continue to, and they're going to say, well, I'm bringing you guys the content. That's why I'm saying, when you guys, I'm finished, I'm done. How? You're a content creator and you talk about nothing but wrestling on your channel. So how the fuck are you done? You don't talk about anything else. You don't post anything else. It's really not that serious, but let's see how they use 53-year-old Ron the Truth Killings going forward. Let's see if they put some respect on his name. Let's see if he actually wins a major title. Let's see if he ever becomes world heavyweight champion. Because to me, intercontinental champion, all the other bullshit belts, they just, even the world champion don't mean shit. It depends on who has it and what they see they can do with you to try to be as interesting as they possibly can. And they're going to milk your feud with whoever for like a fucking year. And just when you think the feud is over, nope, it's right back on. It just continues. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Will he be able to walk away from WWE with his head high? Because I guarantee you this, one thing they knew, if this motherfucker leave, all right, he's fired, but if he go and walk over and end up joining AEW, he has momentum. His fucking fans just might follow him over there. But what the WWE fail to realize is they have a bunch of slaves out there who would say shit like, I love R-Truth, he's one of my faves, but unfortunately, I won't be watching him because I'm pro WWE and I pledge allegiance. They say this goofy shit. And I'm like, you probably be sitting there just like Pat McAfee. You probably got all the action figures. You and your buddies probably get together, be sitting there having little Royal Rumble matches and making them fight. And like honestly, because I don't see any fucking grown ass men. All I see is a bunch of kids running around here bitching and complaining about everything. And that's why in my videos I said, stop talking all this shit like you love Ron Killings so much, because I guarantee you, if you do, you're going to be just like the WWE. We don't need you no more. Let's throw this nigga away. You're the same fucking way. Because if he goes to AEW, that's going to be your excuse. Oh, I love him. I wish him well. No, you don't. Because you, stupid motherfuckers, for whatever hateful ass reason, want to see AEW out of business. So anybody that leaves WWE they won't go to AEW. And all your dumb ass got to do is just not watch. But if you love them so much and you love professional wrestling so much, what's to hate about AEW? Why do you hate any other company? You know, I look at TNA and TNA is falling off, and it's got to the point it's just hard to watch this shit. Because just like the WWE, their stories go nowhere, man. Their stories go nowhere. I mean, the most interesting thing that I've seen happen on TNA, in all honesty, was recently. Jody Threat comes out, she has a match, and after the match, she calls out Danny Luna. She addresses the crowd and let them know that they had an agreement that if they don't win the Knockouts Tag Champions back, that they would split and then go on a separate paths to become singles champs. So she called Danny Luna out, so they embraced, and she's saying, I wanted this, the crowd, this crowd, wherever they were, to see them together in the ring for the last time as a tag team. And that was like the most interesting shit that I've seen happen. And so, yeah, they went their separate ways as far as the tag team. Now, is something going to happen in the future where maybe one of them turn on the others? I don't know. But that was like I said, no matches, no nothing. And I do like Harley Hudson and Myla Grace as well. But what's actually happening in front of that camera, that was like the most, everything else I've seen has just been matches, just things, nothing really going on that makes any real sense. So, it is what it is. But I just wanted to talk about those things, and like I said, finally, Ron Killings. It's not just about shaving your head. It's not just about, hey, maybe he changes his look somewhat. That would also help, But like I said, it's like, don't give the Incredible Hulk the World Breaker Hulk look, but don't give him World Breaker Hulk powers, which is what they did. Anyway, this is all I got for you guys now. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Tell me in the comment section what y'all think about Ron the Truth Killings coming back as Ron the Truth Killings and burying the whole court gesture, funny, clown, goofy, bozo stuff. Catch you guys on the next video.